Welcome back to the Comic Book ASM Artist. Today we are continuing to read Marvel 1602. If you need to catch up, there is a playlist in the description below. Part 4, in which much is explained and things do not always work out for the best. April 1602, London, the Bleeding Heart Inn. Rojas. I'm hungry. Who are you? What happened to me? Where's Rojas? Who are you? You must be as weak as a kitten, bed. Back to bed for now. I am Mistress Clea Strange. I am the wife of your physician, and I have been your nurse for the last week. Stephen, my husband, thought you would wake soon. He and Rojas are downstairs making broth for you in the kitchen of this house. As for what happened to you, perhaps we should save that until my husband returns. He has many questions for you. Did I hurt anyone? No, dear, not really. Oh, we're all worried so. The Indian slept by your bed and would barely leave your side. And Fury's boy Peter was here until yesterday. She's awake, Stephen. Hello, Rojas. Mistress Strange says that you made me soup. I'm very hungry. Soup hot, burn hot. I'll let it cool, I promise. What do you remember, Doctor? I was going to see the Queen and then nothing, not really, just dreams. What happened to me? Let me see. Well, first, someone tried to kidnap you, a man flying like a bird. Rojas brought him down, but you had already transformed. I transformed into a griffin, I believe. Rojas and I captured you up on the roof, and I bespelled you back into human form before Fury could see you and all hell break loose. How could you? Child, I am a physician, true, but I am also a magician. When I was a youth, I was stolen, kidnapped by foreign sailors. I was taken to the slave market in Ankara, where I was brought by a wise doctor. I learned much from him, but I could not be satisfied until I was free once more. My master offered me a freedom if I brought him back certain secret herbs from the East. It was a dangerous journey. My last 2 couriers never returned. I traveled high into the mountains beyond the Indies. I nearly died but was rescued and taken to a remote monastery. In that place I learned much. When finally I was able to return a free man to England, it was with my bride by my side, and with some small knowledge of magic, and of the body and the soul. And once I had done a small service for the Queen, she made me her physician. The Queen, is she angry with me? I must talk to her. Father told me the things I must beg her for. The colony in Roanoke is depending on me, good Master Strange. There is nothing that you can ask the Queen, Virginia, not any longer. The world turned upside down, child, while you slept. There was an attempt on the Queen's life, and it succeeded. The Queen is dead. Even now, King James of Scotland marches down from the north to add the crown of James' murder signals the end of the world. Given the strange manifestations we have been experiencing, I am no longer convinced that they are wrong. I see, I think. So if James is king, what does that mean? Well, Clea and I will probably survive as long as I practice no more magic. Draw my books and bury my mirrors and candles and wands. There are others who may not be so lucky. Fury sent a man to Europe to bring back a weapon, some kind of ancient treasure guarded by the Templars. My mirrors and a voice deep in my soul tell me that this treasure may be all that stands between us and the day of judgment. And Peter, where is he? Sir Nicholas was ordered to ride north to Newcastle to meet with our monarch-to-be. He took Peter with him. Now, young lady, I want you to know who you are and what you are, and what part you play in all this madness. Stephen shall talk when she's ready. The child has not eaten for a week. Let her finish her broth. Yes, my dear. Newcastle. Sir Nicholas Fury, your majesty. Ah, yes, Fury, poor dead, Gloriana's spymaster. Well, have your spies told you who did this monstrous thing? Agents of Count Otto von Doom of Latveria, Majesty. And have you any evidence for this dreadful accusation? The word of another assassin. I learned that a murder was planned, but not quickly enough to foil it. I see, well, I can educate you. Master Banner, where are you? Have you the paper? Well, give it here, man. You see, Fury, what killed Her Most Wondrous Majesty Elizabeth, by the grace of God, Queen of England, was the servants of the devil. There's a so-called school near Warwick. I have the address here. It's a gathering place for all creatures of darkness in this land. Merely by allowing it to exist, we are traitors to our country and our God. Take a regiment, Fury. Capture them if you can. Kill them if you cannot. Have them waiting in London for me. Their leader is a monster called Javier. I'm told that he can cloud minds, make people see things that are not there, even tell what men are thinking. Go now, take as many men as you'll need, and Sir Nicholas, yes, your majesty. He did a poor job of protecting the Queen of England. If you make a mess of this, you might as well walk to the tower and pick out a room with a view. Do you understand me? Perfectly, your majesty. Do you know where you are, Matthew? I have a pretty fair idea, Natasha. I can smell the sea. To the south, it's distant, but it's there. So I'd say that we're probably less than half a day's ride to Triste. You amaze me. There's a bridge here, Matthew. We'll need to climb down and I'll lead the horses. You haven't told me where I'm taking you once we get to Triste. Indeed, I haven't. What if you'd been captured? You'd tell them where we were going. They'd scoop up the treasure and the old man in Fury would have my ears on a plate for breakfast. I bet he'd do that. I mean, he looks the kind who'd eat ears. Not that I've seen him, of course, but it's something about the sound his voice makes you think He'd be a bit of an ear-eater. But Matthew, we're nearly there. We're so close we can smell the sea. I need to know where I'm taking you. Point taken. He'll be up in the hills. There's an old temple from Roman days. It'll be there. The old man will be waiting for us with a treasure of Templars already in need as a pen. I see, Matthew. Are you thirsty? I've got some wine here. Well, it's been a thirsty ride after all. Will you sing to me while I get the wine? You're asking me to sing to you? Natasha, you're almost human. Of course, now let me see. But just as they think that their troubles are o'er, they'll realize what they've become. For a captain's monster which irks him full sore, the bravo's a burning man, flames from him pour, while the Lord was as pliant as gum by gum with his lady. Goodbye, Matthew. Tell your gods or your devils that the most dangerous woman in Europe sends them her love. I received an order this morning from our king-to-be. He wants me to round up Javier and his pupils. I'll take a troop of soldiers and capture them. Kill any who resist, take the rest to the tower. Why would he give an order like that? Fear, stupidity, who cares? Go to Javier, Peter. You must reach him before I do. Shall I tell him all to flee? That would be treason, lad. No, I shall tell you exactly what to say. So, Petros, James believes we killed the queen for him. He did not ask me outright, and I did not say so outright, but he has agreed to turn all witch breed who survive over to you personally. Good. Grand Inquisitor, there was a message from Rome. They're concerned about the missing envoy. It's too late for that, my dear. Too late for anything. Now all their lessons begin. The High Castle, Latveria. Astonishing, is it not? Simply a jar containing oil of vitriol and water, a rod of copper, a rod of Chinese zinc. Yet, when we touch the rods of the frog, we see the twitch of life. Imagine an army of dead men, their limbs moved by galvanic force, marching across Europe. They would be unstoppable. Boom, boom. Unlock the vaults. I'm going down. It seems that someone has forgotten his lesson. Boom. Hello, Captain. Did you think I had forgotten you? If you do that one more time, I will flood your chamber again. You did not like it before, did you? Or would you prefer the steam this time? Also, you and your friends will not be fed this week to make up for the damage you just did. That should teach him. Hunger is a fine teacher. Now we're here. Let us see how the others fare. Hello, my young friend. I'm afraid it will be now several days before you get more bread to eat. Still, you're not short of water here, eh? Nearly there. It is so strange to be deep in the heart of the mountain. Did you feel the mountain shake, my old friend? I'm afraid that now you'll as can be expected. Thank you, Otto, and you. I'm in a fine mood. Your queen is dead. The little mechanical man did his job well. Who would have thought a tiny pill dropped by a clockwork into a cup of aqua rega would have such an effect? I see. You did not tell me that was what you would do without the knowledge I gave you. Why would I? You live because I let you live, and you live to serve me. Your knowledge is mine, or your friends die. I shall have my hands on the Templar treasure very soon now. Within a day, perhaps two. Between your mind and mine, I am certain it will give up its secrets. You're a monster, Otto. Of course. Now, from today's experiments, I have several questions for you. The lightnings that your batteries made caused the dead frogs to move. What if dead men? Let us go, Otto, I beg you. Go. Where would you go? Your country is in turmoil. You know the common people say the strange weather signifies the end of the world. What strange weather, Otto? Nothing to worry your head about, just strange weather. Do you ever wonder whether light might have a speed? No, there is light and there is darkness. There is no speed. Why would I wonder something so foolish? If the speed of light through a vacuum were a constant, it would explain so much. Enough of this nonsense. Let us talk more about explosives. Let us talk of poisons and machines. If you tell me about the strange weather, Otto, Master calls Xavier's Select College for the Sons of Gentlefolk, Warwick, England. Now, reprobate or malefactor, what do you hear? Speak, are you a thief in the night, or perhaps you've come to spy on us, harmless boys in a quiet school, who hurt no man and are here under the good grace of her late Majesty, God rest her soul. Why do you not speak? It's guilt, I'll wager, that stops your tongue. More likely it's because you won't let him get a word in edgewise. How? You're Peter Bargwa, aren't you? Fury's man, come inside. Fury says that he's coming here with soldiers. They'll get here early tomorrow. He's going to take you all to the tower. He wanted me to tell you this. He says you should let them take you captive. Don't fight back. Don't run away. So Fury's turned his coat and does the bidding of that monster. He asks us not to fight. He'll get a fight he'll never forget. We've never taken on an army before, and if it takes an army to kill us, well, death comes to us all, but 100 of them will die for each one of us they murder. Why should we fight? We can outrun an army. We could be at the coast by dawn. We could take a boat to somewhere. We don't have to die, nor shall we die. We shall prevail. Do you think even a regiment of men could stand up to Master Sumrazel's eyes, or battle a wall of ice, or an overwhelming mental command to slit their own throats? Those who violate our sanctuary must face the wrath of the witch breed. Any blood that will shed will not be ours. Fury is not such a fool as to lead a regiment of men to their deaths, nor does he wish to see the slaughter of our kind that would follow such a massacre of his people. You say Fury wants a bloodless surrender, lad. Yes, sir. And they'll be here shortly after dawn. Well, tomorrow will be most interesting. I was born just after they landed in the New World, 14 years ago. My father says that it was a miracle that we survived the first year. We did not know what to eat. We were colonists in a hostile wilderness. We did not know who our friends were, nor who our enemies. There was no food. The crops they planted did not grow in time, and the animals were so hard to find. The year before we came, Sir Walter Raleigh had tried to set up a colony on Roanoke Island. It had lasted only a few months, but those settlers had been cruel on their local Indians, and they have long memories. We almost starved, but then one day, several Indians arrived, with Rojas at their head. They saw our plight and returned several hours later with turkeys and a deer and grain. The people of the settlement ate that day and through that winter with the help of their friends. In the spring, the other Indians moved on, but Rojas stayed. My father says that he was the settlement's guardian angel. He told us when to plant, helped us build, taught our people to hunt. When we were attacked by leather wings, huge ones, bigger than eagles, much bigger than the kind you have here, he helped to drive them off. After the Spanish killed Sir Walter Raleigh and my grandfather, our first governor, on their way back to us from England, our little colony was almost forgotten. We had much to contend with. The new land and the strange weather was scared almost all the native people away from the area, but always with the help of Rojas, we survived. And then Rojas took a few of us across to the mainland to trade some of our fish and crops for meat. I was 8, the other children were younger, and while my father and the rest of them smoked their pipes, I wandered off with my friends across the marshes. I climbed some rocks. There was something hanging in the air, something that glittered. You may think me foolish, but I could almost see it better with my eyes closed. It was so beautiful, like a gossamer veil that glittered and gleamed and twisted, and I touched it. When I came to, Rojas had found me. He tracked me all across the marshes. He said that the others said there was a white flash, and that Jackie Harvey had said that where I was a fawn had been. The others laughed at him. Rojas hunted the fawn and waited until nightfall, when I became myself once more. That was the first time I changed. It happened twice since then, each time when I was upset or angered, once into some kind of lion, once into a white horse. Each time Rojas found me, and brought me back safely. And your father does not know. Nobody knows, only Rojas. For most of the time, it felt as if our colony had been forgotten. The strange storms discouraged ships and new settlers as badly as the stories about the giant thunder lizards of the plains. We scraped by as best we could, but we need more people. We need help. That was why Ananias, my father, sent me He wanted me to ask the Queen to invest money in the colony. He wanted me to try to raise support for more colonists to come to the Americas. The strange weather only started here in the British Isles less than a year ago. Yet you say it was always been there where you are. No, it started shortly before the first colonists landed. Then it spread across the Americas, and now it covers the world. Virginia, I want you to come to my house in Greenwich. I can protect you there more easily than I can protect you here. But Stephen, Sir Nicholas, said that she was to stay here until he returned. Fury has other things to worry about, my love. A hill outside, Triste. I was sent to make sure you get safely to England. You are the old man of the Knights Templar. I am, and you have something that you have brought with you on my cart. It's a weapon, I understand, in the wrong hands. All tools are weapons in the right hands. Everything is a weapon, or nothing is. It's gold. Very good, gentlemen. We have our quarry. I'm afraid the Queen of England is dead, old man. A much more reliable monarchy will be taking possession of your prize. Kill the servant. You two, bind his arms and legs and mouth, the rest of you. Let's get the trunk off the cart. I'm here to help you. Don't say anything. I'll get you safely to England. Good evening, Matthew. You can't see them, but let me promise you that if you move an inch, both of you will be skewered by several hundred arrows and crossbow quarrels. Just pretend you're a statue. Don't even breathe if you can help it. I'm truly sorry we had to meet again like this. To be honest, Matthew, I'd hoped that you would have grace to lie down and die. I had your best interests at heart. After all, if I take you back to Count Otto's castle, he'll just lock you up in the mountain till he takes all your secrets and leaves nothing behind but a sad, blind corpse. And it's too late for regrets, isn't it? Tomorrow, Count Otto will have the weapon, the old man, and the daring master spy. The day after tomorrow, he'll have the world. Alright, that's gonna do it for now. You all have a good day or night. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what videos you want to see, what you want me to read.